it's just so unique. And I know everybody has read that this is the first time a convertible has been on this track since 1959. So that's a story in itself. And we're so pleased that Mazda's the one that did it with the MX-5 Cup.
It's the best entry-level pro division that IMSA has available for up-and-coming talent. You know, we race all over this country and even in Canada, and I think that this series provides some and produces some of the best talent that we see moving up the ranks in IMSA.
Well, I think it's been discussed for a while. Myself, Jim France, and Mike Helton have talked about it for a pretty good while. And I think it really started coming to fruition back at Watkins Glen back in June for their 6-hour race, which these cars were there for the week. I got a good look at them, met some of the guys, Troy and Todd Fliss, that build these things, and you know, the conversation just got more and more in depth. And we said, hey, let's schedule a date and try them. And the guys were really accommodating to schedule these 2 days, and that's how it started.
We go right down the road here to VIR, we go to Road Atlanta, Laguna Seca, we go up in Canada to Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, Road America, Watkins Glen, Sebring, you name it, we've been there over the last few years.
If you start to get crossed-up, just like...
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect showing up today, and when Troy called and asked about coming up here and knowing that, you know, obviously close to home, and you know, again, I've watched them, you know, done iRacing. And but you know, when you get out there, feel different, you know, and it's you know, I mean, obviously run a few laps and come in smiling from ear to ear. I mean, it's like, that's pretty fun. And you know, it drives different than what I'm used to, so it's like, okay, it took a little while to figure out steering and braking's a lot different, but yeah, I mean, that was a cool experience. And you know, again, watching them on road courses, they look a ton of fun, and I would imagine here it'd be the same. It'd just be a different type of, you know, seeing 30 cars on a racetrack at one time, more than me being out there with another car. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where tonight I'll go home and sleep on it, and tomorrow I'll be like trying to think of things like, oh, what if this, you know, what if that? But yeah, loads of fun. I mean, I didn't realize it, but how fun it would be, but it was a blast.
I think it's great, and that's what racing started as. You buy a car that you see on the racetrack. These are as close to what you see in the showroom as it gets. I mean, it's pretty much what you get with the tweaks that they've done to make them race cars. I've got one myself, and I love it. But I think that's really appealing, that you have fans that, you know, when they leave the racetrack, they go get in their Mazda MX-5.
So Mazda contracts Fliss Performance down in Daytona to build all of these cars. So they take that car from the dealership, they completely strip it, they put a racing cage in it, they put all the safety stuff on it, they make it a race car, and it is delivered to the customer as a ready-to-go race car.
There's a lot less power. It's about a second slower than, I guess, the Cup cars or all the stock cars that race around here. So a lot of speed on the straightaway that the car doesn't have, but you're making up for it in the middle of the corner. So everything that goes slow down a straightaway is going to go through the middle of the corner faster. This car really flies through the corner, has a lot of grip, but it's on edge. You know, you can make mistakes, get loose. I'm loose in 3 and 4, a different balance and a different handle in 1 and 2, so you got to be particular about the car. I imagine when you get all the experts out there, you have to be almost nearly perfect every single corner and every lap. The downshifting is a lot of fun. It's a sequential box, and it auto blips. You can help it on the downshift. No lift on the upshifts, so that's very simple. But where you upshift is important to the lap time. You can do it maybe too early or too late. It's a fun car to drive, and there's a lot going on. And I think that, you know, it's going to be a fun challenge for all the people that get the opportunity to race in this car at Martinsville.
I've driven most everything here except the Cup car, and this was the most fun I've had. Because you're right on the ground. The speed sensation is phenomenal, but it was great. I had a blast.
I had a lot of fun today. That was fun. I just run a few laps, maybe a dozen laps right there. Car's really a blast to drive. This is Chad McCumbee's team, and good friend, and had this thing driving really comfortable and good. Gave me all the instructions I needed to get going, and car's a blast. I think if they happen to have a race here, it'll be a must-see event. It'll be action-packed, and I'm surely not going to miss it.
I'm sure I'm a bit biased coming from a circle track background, but I thought it was a great idea. I think that the potential to marry two different arenas of motorsport together in one, there's nothing but positives from that. And I think that, you know, if we can continue to work down this path and see if there's something there, seems that and it seems that there is. I mean, heck, after an hour yesterday, I felt like that this can work easily, and we'll just have to see what the future holds. You know, this is just a test, and we're looking to see exactly what kind of exposure and what the limit of these cars are, and Mazda and Fliss Performance have gave us such a great platform to do this with this car that I don't know.
Well, I hope it happens. I know that's the goal of today, is to try to see what kind of future there could be for the MX-5 at an oval like Martinsville.
And see the possibilities going forward of running them here. It's great, and that's the goal. That's what we want to do. And from what I see from the test yesterday and today, everything is going really well. The drivers are liking it. It's, you know, it's more than we could ask for, really.
Well, the funny thing is this car at Martinsville has been a thing on iRacing for a long time. That's the great thing about iRacing, is any combination, any track, any car, you can try everything, and you find some pretty great, unusual combinations that work. And then when they play out in the real world like this, it's even more interesting and cool. So all of the sim racers that already know about this combination, they're pretty excited about what we're doing.
Dale is just a massive proponent of the sport. He wants to see the sport grow. He's all about the good of the sport, and I think that he obviously sees that there's merit in this, and that, you know, why not explore an opportunity that could be something new and exciting for us all to move forward with. So, no, he's such an ambassador of everything we do in motorsports in general. So having him here really just helps us prove that we've gone down a positive direction.
I don't know what's the perfect fit yet. We're still at first. We have to do the test to make sure that it is feasible. Now we know that it is, so that's exciting. Now we've got the opportunities are unlimited. You know, we could do it as a standalone. More than likely, we'd want to do it in conjunction with a Cup weekend. Whether it's whether it's a doubleheader or something like that, I don't know. But at least while everybody's here to get more attention.
I stopped this morning at a place about 15 miles from here to get my hunting stuff worked on, and the guy's a race fan, and he's been out here before. I've met him before, and he asked me what I was doing, and so I told him, and he said, "Why are they doing that?" I said, "Well, you know, just trying to get a feel for it. They work." And his little kid was there, and I said, "You know, if they ran on a Saturday before an Xfinity or after Xfinity race, something like that," he said, "Well, I'd go watch that because it's something new, you know." And I said, "Yeah, absolutely." So, you know, to be able to put it and showcase these guys' talents, and obviously the cars too, in front of so many people that wouldn't normally see it, but if they're already here and they can come watch this, I think a lot of people would be interested in it because it's different. And, you know, again, being a racer, I've watched these cars race on road courses and know a few of the drivers, a couple of them, and yeah, I mean, it might be pretty, you know, side by side and pretty exciting.
They are. I mean, you see the packs of them out there practicing. Can you imagine 20 of them at one time? I think the fans are going to love it, and what better place to do it than here at Martinsville Speedway.
Anything new, any kind of a new combination, I think that it's you know, it's important for all forms of motorsports really to work together and sort of try out each other's world, if you will, each other's disciplines. So I'm excited for the cars, the mechanics, the people that work on these cars to come out here and try to figure out how to get the car around the racetrack, and then the regulars for the series to race in an oval with such history as Martinsville. It's got to be pretty neat for an oval guy like me to come drive this car and know what this car feels like and drives like, even at an oval, is incredible. So I'm getting a little bit of an understanding of what their world's like and what driving this car is like. So it's awesome when we all kind of can come together on days like this.
Him and Bobby both were all smiles, so I think that's all that we could ask for. I certainly thought that they were going to be, because I've had a lot of fun, you know, getting these things tuned up to where they are the last couple of days. But, you know, we've just got to continue down this path and see where it takes us.